Yeah, in the cockpit, in the 3FM 92.7 cockpit, it is Miss Judy.
Hey.
Have I seen you in 2025?
Nah, happy New Year, darling.
Happy New Year. How did you cross over into 2025?
So I was at church. Trying to pray.
So for mommy,
the funny part about it, I dozed off few minutes. I was at work the whole day, so immediately I got home, I had to bath and go to church. And I was awake. I think like 2 minutes to crossover. Now me doze you.
I hope that's not a sign of things to come.
Not.
You better not sleep on your blessings in 2025. We cast them by. But it's good to see you. What are you hoping that 2025 will look like?
Everything great. Everything good from God. I actually don't put down those
resolutions.
I don't. I just.
Did you used to do resolutions?
Yeah, years ago I used to.
Oh, why did you stop?
You realize you really don't follow, and at the end of the day, you get so stressed that hey, I couldn't achieve this. I couldn't
do this.
But I realized when I decided to walk in faith, I achieved more than when I was putting down drama upon drama that I wanted to achieve this.
Got it.
So I wake up and do me.
I love that. Wake up and do me. That's what I'm hoping for. I used to make resolutions also all the time, and they would usually be quite specific, specific amounts, a specific this. And you really aim for the moon. Yeah. You aim super, super high with the hope that, or in the hopes that, that's going to be a reality. And sometimes we're so hard on ourselves when we don't make those resolutions. But a recurring shall I say, even though I don't really want to call it that, is to be healthy, to be healthier in many, many different ways. So many different ways. Healthier in thoughts. And I want to dispel a lot of the negative self-talk. I'm so hard on myself. I go back and I rewatch and I re-listen and I tell myself, one can eat. And I'm going to stop doing that. Positive self-talk as much as positive. Also want to be more positive in my food choices. Let me tell you, 2024, I ate whatever I wanted to eat. Whatever I wanted to eat.
Because you haven't gained so much. I think you haven't gained at all.
That's because since the start of the new year, I woke up and I was like, nah, Charlie. So this might be a result of 14 days of a lot of discipline and water, and I've been walking as well.
But do you realize that when we enter the new year, we start that I'm eating healthy?
Yes.
By March, we are, I'm tired.
Well. On that note, I do want to tell you all about Fit Start 2025. Okay, as much as we talk about these resolutions being fleeting, this time round, for all our participants, we're promising you tools that you use beyond the 60 days. So I'm sure you're familiar with, we used to do Fat to Fit. Akoto de Gros, shout out to you. He's out of the jurisdiction at the moment, but he used to be at the helm of that, and thousands of you participated throughout the years, and we had so many contestants, lose weight and get fit and get healthy. And this time round, we are calling it Fit Start, and we kick it off on the 25th of this month. The twist is this time round, listen up. This time round we have celebrity team leads, if you will, or personality team leads. So it's myself, Godwin Nambo, and Na Ashoko. Now, I mean, Na Ashoko and Godwin, they've been in the gym. They've been in the gym. I used to be in the gym. Trust me when I say I used to live in the gym. In 2018, I got qualifications to do fitness classes. So this is from the YMCA. So that's how much I love sports and sports nutrition. In a different life, I would have done sports nutrition, but I digress. So this time around, myself, Na, and Godwin were team leads for Fit Start. We're going to be divided into different groups, and it's about to get competitive. So if you have being healthy as part of your goals, shall we say, not resolutions, but goals for the year, what better time to start? We're giving you time. It's on the 25th. That's next Saturday, not this one. So you go and eat the things that you want to eat for the last. I'm not particularly encouraging it, but you, dear, for the last, just indulge. What's your most indulgent meal, Miss Judy? When you want to be bad, what's that meal you reach for?
Pork and yam.
is that naughty? Okay, it's fried. But the fried yam, is that so? Maybe the fried parts and the pork as well. Is it grilled?
That one there we go by once it's pork.
Maybe if it's grilled, I can say that can be healthy. But the fried yam, all that deep fried stuff, we're putting it in the rearview mirror. But it's something you can indulge in here and there, as long as it's not your everyday lunch. Little cheat day, exactly. Then you can use it to socket yourself. So on the 25th of this month, January, we kick things off with a health walk, a very energetic, very exciting health walk. All the details are on our socials, but do keep locked right here on 3FM 92.7. And then you'll have all of the details. But it's going to get exciting. Make sure you sign up. The link will be available on all our socials. Let's get fit, let's get healthy in 2025. All right, without further ado, Miss Judy, I know we have a dilemma of the week. As always, there's something that is keeping us puzzled and entertained in equal measure. So, Miss Judy, if you have a dilemma up, and it's a fairly lengthy one, so do clear your throats. I like that. And let's get into it. Today as well, we'll be opening up the phone line so that you two can weigh in on this dilemma. Me, I already know what I want to tell this gentleman. And Miss Judy, take us away. What's our dilemma?
All right, so this guy shared. So there's this girl that I've been dating for over 6 years now. She's beautiful, very kind.
So you let me interject. We only just started dating for 6 years.
6 years.
And then course, man.
And
by now, like you
degree,
have a PhD in weightology. But that's fine. 6 years is not so bad. But that's the strike one. But uncle,
she's beautiful, very kind, loving, and supportive. Trust me when I say this lady is the type of woman every man would want in his life. For 6 years, I've watched this girl show me true love, support my dreams from the very start, and stayed loyal to me even when I had nothing. Right from our uni days up till now, even when I wasn't financially stable. Sometimes I feel so much pity for this lady. But honestly, I can't help it. Deep down me, I know that I will not end up with this lady. For the first time, I've truly fallen in love with someone else that I intend to spend the rest of my life with. I'm worried and I feel so much pity for her, but I just can't help it. Most especially the fact that I'm still not ready and willing to let her go. This wizard craft. I might not even love her enough to want to marry her, but I'm just not ready to let her go now. How do I even start to tell her that I do not want to be with her anymore? Knowing how much she has sacrificed for me emotionally and even financially from the little that she got working as a sales girl. For all these years, I've watched this girl turn down so many men, eligible suitors coming for her hand in marriage, all because she loves and believes so much in me and thinks that we would probably end up together as a married couple someday. How do I go about this when I know how much I have pressured her all these past years to abort 3 of our unborn kids?
Wow, look.
Even when she begged me not to and cried so much, pleading that we keep the pregnancy, especially the last one, which almost caused her womb. Honestly, I'm confused and I do not know what to do. But what I do know is that she's sweet. She's a sweet girl, so kind and loving. And it just gets on my nerves. Anyway. And I know that I'm selfish for not letting her go. I know this is wrong, but sincerely, I can't help it. I'm sorry, Felicia, and I pray and hope that you forgive me someday when all these finally bursts out in the future.
Hey!
This is more than selfish.
Miss Judy, let's unpack this current dilemma. And you know what? As I was reading it, I thought, hey, this guy is... But this is not a new story.
It is not.
This is something that is actually a pandemic. And this has to do with men catching one, Nice specimen.
Girl.
Like he said, she's beautiful,
She's
respectful, she's kind. Men seek after her. They want to marry her. Clearly, she's wifey material. You have got her. You've locked her down for 6 years. 3 abortions later, one that nearly cost her reproductive organs. And today you want to ask us what? I wish you had brought that dilemma here direct and physical so we can deal with you. My goodness. Where does one even start? Why does that happen? Is it a case that women allow it to happen, or is it sheer wickedness? You know, this phenomenon of a guy getting a great girl and then getting complacent, even though he knows other guys want her. He's watching the actually I have something solid here, but for whatever reason, is it that the guy is intimidated by this lady?
I think aside from he being wicked, I feel like men love to chase. You know, when we willingly give ourselves to them and we are doing all the things that a wife would do, they feel okay, so this is it. What is there to experience when we get married? So they kind of take you for granted. There was this movie I watched some years back that the lady also moved in. Like, she was a rich family. She moved in with a guy for over 5 years. She was cooking, cleaning. She was emotionally dependent on the guy. And this was the guy trying to woo another lady at work because he felt that lady is more dependent, and, you know, he's trying to woo her and make her rather fall in love. So the lady finally finds out, goes to office and kind of fights with the new girl. The boyfriend defends the new girl and sacks her from the house. She meets another guy. The guy starts dating the work colleague, who later cheats on him. So he goes back now trying to find the girl back. And by that time, she's found herself. She knows what she's with. So really, but it's really bad when you've had abortions, you know, you're not even sure of your future, and you're going to hear this from another guy. And they wonder why they get cursed at the end of the day.
And the curse is working. I don't think the curses are really working. Oh, the curses are not working. But let me take this step by step and let's identify a few red flags. Tell me if I am over deep in the whole situation. First of all, men, don't come for me. I know people like don't come for me, but it has to be done. He says he's been dating the shorty for 6 years. Is 6 years too long to be dating before marriage? After year 3, 4, if he's not showing, if he's not, is he serious?
It's long.
6 years dating.
You men claim that immediately you see us, you know that you want to spend your life with us. So 6 years, you are doing what exactly? Unless they were in school and, you know, you are trying to complete school, try to find a job. That's understandable.
Fine, that could be their circumstances. So with that in mind, fine, we'll give him a pass. And even then, some people do date and study each other for long.
Exactly.
Again, maybe they're young. I'll give you a pass. But after 30, quarter, dating 1.5 years, engagement 3 months. Within 2 years, now let me be IFS. Okay, moving on. He says she's a lady that every man would want. I mean, so every man will, clearly they see that there's something good in the market, but apart from you are the problem. Okay, she has stayed loyal. She's done nothing. You know what it is? I think he's trying to say she's boring, because she said she's done nothing to me. It's the girls that are stressing them, the ones that give them BP.
That's what they want.
BP. This girl stressing my life. She's stressing my life. She's stressing my life. Then that's what changes them. Okay, we are cracking the code 111. And he is telling us that he feels pity for the lady. No. I'll open the phone lines. So, men, today you have to come and explain to us why you are so wicked. Why you are so wicked. And deep down, he says he knows that he's not going to end up with the lady. So another clue that men really do know who they're going to end up with. It would have been different if he said that, you know what, something has happened, or there's something that's going on right now that's making me maybe doubt. That would indicate that at some point he knew this lady, or he thought this lady was for him. But 6 years in, to say deep down, I know. At what point did you know that you didn't want to move on? And when you knew, what prevented you from telling her, oh, you're wicked? Okay. And he says he's fallen in love with somebody else. He's fallen in love with somebody else. Miss Judy, is that an excuse? He's fallen for someone else.
How did you go searching for another person when you were dating one person who is loyal to you? So you now, what were you doing? That means you were never really into her, and you just kept leading the person on, knowing very well that I don't want you. Why are you sleeping with the person and making the person commit abortion? You could have used condom or anything, but you decided to mess the person's life up, and now you do not want the person. Who should go and take that girl now?
Let's get on to the phone lines right about now. Miss Nancy is joining us on the program. For the uninitiated, Miss Nancy is a TV personality. You might know her from her very tantalizing show Confessions. She's also a style coach and an etiquette consultant. Miss Nancy, good evening.
Good evening, ladies.
How are you doing?
Blessed and beautiful.
Fantastic. So, on Keeping It Real, as always, we are dissecting yet another dilemma. I'm not sure if you're clued up with our dilemma of the evening or if you want me to recap it for you.
I mean, for my sake and others who just joined, just be kind, please.
Certainly. All right. Very simple. This gentleman wrote into us. He's been dating this lady for 6 years now. He says deep down, he knows that he's not going to end up with her. She has many suitors that come after her day and night. He knows he has a gem. Between the two of them, they've had 3 pregnancies that didn't see the light of day. So she's had 3 terminations for this guy. The last one, he says, was quite tricky, almost deadly, if you will. Now, he says he has fallen for somebody else. He wants to know how to even progress. And so we're taking it from the top. This idea of dating for 6 years, I wanted to pick your thoughts. Is that too long a time, or does that depend on the age? Also, this idea that men already know who they want to marry, is that true or false? And finally, can we call this gentleman a wicked...
One at a time, my dear.
No, the guy is wicked, isn't he? Okay, one at a time. Dating for 6 years, not yet married. Is that too long?
Okay, like you mentioned, the age factor comes in. If we are just teens, we just completed SHS, we're not going to uni, you are my beloved. I get to know you within the period, and we're out of school, and probably we taking a year or 2 to get our jobs and get ourselves together before we spend the rest of our lives together. I think it makes a lot of sense. But a woman or man that is out of uni, that has had 3 years work experience, has had the opportunity to save, and is an adult in every sense of the word. In fact, elsewhere in the world, at 18 years, you are adult enough to do anything you want to do. So if I'm saying 22, 25 years, you are adult enough. And if you're 25 years and you're dating a gentleman for 5 years, 6 years, I mean, if it was a professional course you were taking, you should be done with it and going on to the next already. It's too long a time. 6 years is too long a time for a man or woman who is age ready, financially ready, emotionally ready to settle down. 6 years is too long a time.
Right.
No woman should allow any man to put her through this. And I don't know if women know that there are men who do not want to get married.
Right. Okay.
They just don't want to get married. It's not you they don't want to get married to. Just as marriage is not for everybody, there are men in great books who did amazing things that were never husbands. Some were never even fathers. So you just don't want to assume that just because the man is an adult, he has a good job, and he has a good name and social standing, he may want to marry. Some just don't want to marry. I'm sorry I have to be the one telling some women this. It is so obvious. You realize that he wants everything, but he doesn't really want anything. It's too easy. They give you so much. You see, as a woman, I'm an independent woman, and I love my independence absolutely. But if you're with a man who never questions where you go, who you go with, what you do, you should be worried. Because So who much is given, much is expected.
That's right.
If he's not expecting much from you, it means he doesn't intend to give much to you as well. And these, sometimes you will take it lightly. Oh, he's so liberal. Oh, he's so cool. He does not bother me. He's giving me all my liberty, and I think that's what I need. Because he doesn't want so much with you, he's giving you the liberties and helping you to keep your options open for other prospects. So, a typical Ghanaian African man is territorial. He would want to be in charge. He would want to be in control. And so that is how you know that a man really wants something committing, something deep, something loving with me, or we are just there. So first of all, I want the ladies to understand that not all men want to get married. Just because he's single, he's of age, and doing well doesn't mean that in spite of all that he's doing, you keep yourself. He has not asked you to wait for him. He has never spoken to you about marriage, and yet you are waiting for him. When a man wants something and he's not even physically, financially, emotionally ready, he will tell you that I think that for now I'm not ready. But as it is now, you are my all in all, and I want to be with you. And if I'm able to put myself together, we'll be able to look at the future together too. And must be able to define his intentions with you. Not just in words, but in deed.
Miss Nancy, you're dropping gems off the back of what you just said. Is it true, at least from your experience, your interactions with male counterparts, is it true that pretty much right from the jump, a man who wants to marry you already knows he wants to marry? And this is for those who would like to be married one day. He sees a lady and he knows, I will marry this lady, or I want to marry this lady.
Yes, I have seen a man, and I have met people. I've heard stories of I met my wife on campus by the roadside, and I knew this is the woman I want to marry. At a first glance, I've heard stories like that, and these people have been married for like 16 years. I've heard a man who said, I am not trying to be religious on this platform. I'm being very open-minded.
Sure.
A man that says that the first day I slept with her, I realized that this is the place I want to be going for the rest of my life. I don't want to be out of here.
Right.
Man. So how men come to the realization is very different, and experiences, but they always know. And then again, when a man is mentally not ready for marriage, Helen, you can turn around. You can read. You can make the best meals in the world. Be the greatest hostess who always has a peanuts available, a potato chips, kakra, samosas, kakra. Everything frozen, so that whenever the boys just drop in unannounced, you find something for them to have with their whiskeys and brandies. Probably it's even your money you are using for all of this. My
That's
sister,
right.
he will still not marry you because he has not come to the place. The place of realizing that I need a companion and for life. And so you are feeling the state of the companion until he's ready. So whoever you are with, this is the evening where you do the critical analysis of, is my partner ready to settle down? Where is this heading towards? My sister, if you want to be one that keeps the faith, the evidence of things hoped for, substance of things not seen, well, in my relationship life, I do not just hope and pray. I want.
You have to open your eyes. Miss Nancy, I hope you know that this evening, somebody listening to you is really evaluating their relationship, because everything that you're saying, they are taking it. This guy allows me to feel free, doesn't ask me many questions. I've been playing the role of hostess extraordinaire now, so still, I'm not hearing anything. And, Miss Nancy, some ladies will stay even beyond this 6 years that we are discussing, even into 10 years, 15 years, with the hope that that is who is going to ultimately be their husband. Now, this gentleman says after 6 years, sadly, he has fallen for another woman. And he knows that is, it seems like that is where his future is going to be. After 6 years, how does he let down this lady without her raining all kind of curses upon his life?
Well, it's better for him to do it almost immediately. He has the liberty to feel whatever he's feeling, falling out of love with her. He has a liberty to fall in love with another woman. But what she decides to do after this information is also up to her alone. You have the liberty and she's got hers. It is up to her to decide that, okay, I will let it go and life goes on. For me, my peace of mind and joy is so much so that I am not going to waste it thinking about you and feeling sorry and bitter and depressed.
But Miss Nancy, that sounds easier said than done. If you were this lady's sister, would you not go with her to a shrine to go and curse this man?
No, because whatsoever you do, there is a young lady that is being prepared by karma, the devil, and his own hometown people to come and give this man a good measure, press down, shaking together and running over.
Hallelujah.
Of what he has invested in her. She's a woman. She's a woman that is able to give life. Saying she'd be able to tamper with you. It is said that hell has no fury like a woman's scorn.
That's right.
But I choose the other way because I do not think you deserve so much energy from me. We have different, personalities.
That's right.
Some people, like me, I fall easily in love. Easily, I fall in love right now. By next week, I may be out of it as easily as I can.
It's the same energy with which you enter, the same energy with which you exit. That's it.
It takes a lot to keep us in there. So because we are spontaneous and we have certain characteristics, it comes to play here. It helps us heal as fast as we're hurt. And I can intentionally dedicate 2 days or 3 days and be home, be thinking, be feeling sorry, be crying. And on the third day, me cry just catch him for sorry, you are about this. You need to get on your high heels and wear your red lipstick and get into town.
I love that.
No matter who you are as a woman, hey, this young woman that is about to receive this news, there is a man out there whose fire is her, whose fantasy is her, who is just looking for a woman like her spec. So the fact that this one is out doesn't mean that no other better person is coming in. Oh, yes, he doesn't have a good history. Listen, the best men that God loved in the Bible, they had characters that were nothing to write home about.
That's right.
And yet loved them and used them mightily. So forget about the 3 abortions. Forget about it. If you are a believer, you pray God forgives you, and you make sure you have a good doctor. And you would get married and have your children. I'm not the one that would say that just because you have 3 abortions. It's not just though. But you have 3 abortions, and so you do not deserve to have your own children at the time that you need them. You won't have your own children. You're one of the exceptional ones that good things will happen to, quote and unquote, bad people. Because you are not exactly a bad person.
Right.
So let's just be positive here. And this gentleman there, it will happen to him. Do you understand? It may not happen to him now. He may have a great marriage and be seen as an awesome gentleman, and he will be there and be with his wife, and he will get sick, and the wife will desert him when he needs her the most. Things come in ways. You would want to watch it on a movie. You will receive it. So I think that a gentleman is a good time, but I'm talking this.
Right.
You do not put a woman through all of this and just use your mouth to say, I'm sorry.
Right.
We have to let go of each other. What you've been through with this woman, the time and all the experiences you've had together, our really sir.
That's right.
We would have to find a way of compensating her. In a can, there's a patano.
Patano.
That dear, do something else and it clearly exists. So she can let go.
Absolutely.
Yes.
It's important.
But there will be something that is so wonderful. She'll look at it and she'll say that, well. The Kenna, I'm sorry, we cannot go this journey. And then she goes back to her girlfriends and they are sitting and they're like, yeah, he came to say that he doesn't want to be with me again. But then, of course, he bought me this car. Oh, yes, he gave me documents to this land. And he paid for a full expense, paid for me to go abroad, giving me pocket money just to heal, to be away for a while. All the girls are going to say, girl.
That is a good breakup present.
I said, we will not even have time to cry because we'll be drinking champagne over this breakup. Later on, she alone will cry for some time, and she would be fine.
Miss Nancy.
Well, Miss Judy is also here. Miss Judy, what do you want to add
Miss
to
Nancy,
this?
I also have another thing. I don't think the guy really owes her that much. In the first place, why do we date? To try to find out if we have a future together. You ask the right questions from the guy. You just don't move in and try to think that the guy would understand that he wants to be with you. So you've given yourself to the guy, and he's also using you. And this is the situation that he's realized that you are not what he wants. You didn't, like traditionally, are you supposed to even move in with a guy when you are just dating? So you have filled yourself to the person for the person to use you. And now you realize that he doesn't want you. In actual fact, he actually doesn't owe you anything.
Judy, I don't think you're speaking from the religious point of view or the traditional point of view.
From traditionally, you're not even supposed to sleep with someone before you get married to the person. Religious is the same thing.
Additionally, in my culture, where I'm coming from, the Ashanti region, there are partners that are called Braco Finisajwa or Nino Newo. They will live together, base together, eat together, have 6 children. Nobody will go see the other family and, like, traditionally have an engagement or traditional wedding, and yet the families will recognize the relationship. It's not supposed to be religiously from the Christian perspective that a man that has not done right by you, family, and legally, you should live with him. That is not right. But the traditional setup, no one almost if it was for no, but not a journey, no, but no, I call 1 week, she never comes back home, no, I call 2 weeks, and you'd be amazed at how many of those arrangements are happening in Accra because of rent.
That's right. In fact, Miss Nancy, cohabitation certainly is on the rise because of our economic circumstances. So young people will decide to combine forces, if you will, so at least they can eat, they can share rent and live together. So I think for those who are more religiously inclined, by all means, they can have their faith. But for others who are irreligious or have a faith that doesn't frown upon it, I think they would go ahead with cohabitation, especially in Accra, because, hey, it's not cheap over here.
It hardly ends well for any of them. It's only few that like the guy really falls in love with you and wants to be with you. But most of them, you are taking for granted. He feels he didn't really propose to you. You moved in willingly, so you move out when you want.
Trying to say, a woman should put value on herself for sure. But these things also happen. But then again, you are the man. You release what is going to reach out with the woman to create a human being. The man releases. It is the man that gave every one of the seeds that became a fetus that they aborted was given to her by the man. The man should equally be responsible. That's where I'm coming from. And that is the point where you would have to compensate her. Because not only did you do something you didn't take responsibility for, you put her life at risk with all of these 3 pregnancies that you terminated.
She had the choice to decide that I want to keep my baby. It's your life that you are risking, not the guy's life. I know of a guy who said that anytime he really doesn't want to be with a woman, he will just frustrate her. Like every little thing that the woman does, he will just start shouting at her. So he will frustrate you so much that you yourself will break up with him. And men will come up with so many taxes just to leave you. So I think that if you know your worth, you shouldn't do certain things. If you are working hard enough to keep yourself, why are you availing yourself to a man to misuse you and then dump you at the end of the day.
Miss Nancy?
Yes, I mean, that's a very good point. But people do not get into relationships only because of financial support. Some people actually fall in love, need the companionship, want to be adored by another, and they usually may fall in the wrong hands, or they may be overly excited and make decisions that comes back to hurt them. But who are we? We all are just sons and of Adam and daughters of Eve. Every day we fall in love and out of it, and we make mistakes in these very sensitive times. And understand that you're human and you can make a mistake. And
That's right.
that shouldn't be the end for you. You need to rise above the mistakes and make sure that tomorrow is better. You make the right choices with the right people and just get your love on.
Amazing. Miss Nancy, thank you so much for these gems this evening. Thank you for joining us on Keeping It Real. I like how you ended that submission. We're all human. We're all trying to navigate this very tricky thing called life. And I hope somebody's encouraged by what Miss Nancy had to say this evening. You know, sometimes we falter, but we live to fight another day. Thank you, Miss Nancy.
Oh, yes. You are welcome. It was a great pleasure being on with you girls.
Thank you. And again, that was Miss Nancy, TV personality, style, and etiquette coach extraordinaire. So, Miss Judy, you say that this lady will also have to bear some of that responsibility. How much of that is her cross to carry? And how much of that is you being too hard on the lady?
Okay, so you had a first abortion.
Yes.
The guy made you aware that he doesn't want a baby. If I truly love you, and because they are not broke, like they can take care of a baby if they want to, he would have made you have the baby.
Right.
You got pregnant again. Nothing told you to protect yourself.
That was number 2.
After the first one, you decided to still go raw and get pregnant again.
It said raw is war. She went to war and then she came back out of combat, number 2.
Imagine.
Okay.
And he made you abort it again. You don't have common sense.
You say a guy that makes you abort it a second time, Charlie, is really not serious about you.
No.
Simply not serious.
He's not.
And then there was strike 3.
3, you almost lost your life. And nothing is telling you that this guy is not into you. You are still there. I would advise myself, there's love and there's stupidity. You need to know the difference. When the line is being crossed, I need to remove myself from certain situations. So the moment you know that, okay, so it doesn't look like this guy really has a future with me. You are thinking you've invested so much time and your life into it, so you don't want to start over. You want to waste the rest of your life with who? Someone who doesn't want, like you, someone who doesn't want your love. But you think that, oh, I've spent so much in it, so my life ends there. As the guy himself said, you are that lovable that so many people want you.
That's right.
Move on. Because at this point, he doesn't even want you and you're there.
He's falling in love with someone
doing everything.
else.
This is free love. He's enjoying it. Nobody would reject free things. So you are there helping the guy make a future for himself. What are you doing for yourself?
At some point, Miss Judy, are saying we have to wake up and smell the coffee?
Of course.
And a lot of the times, we can allow people to have their way. And instead of maybe waking... Yes, once bitten, it should make you twice shy. It should raise your antennas that
Definitely.
This isn't somebody who is all in for me. Time check, it is some 10 minutes to the top of the hour, 8 p.m. The phone lines are blinking. I'm not sure if you're calling to speak with us. Let me plug the phone lines officially and then I can pick up 0559 242 717, or you can call us on 0556 910 154. Hello, good evening.
Hi, good evening.
Who's speaking? Where are you calling us from? Happy New Year. How are we doing?
I'm alive, can't complain.
Fantastic. How did you cross over into 2025?
I was working off.
Working on New Year's Eve.
Oh, throughout.
Oh, I see. Weigh in on this one for me. Just in a minute or so, the calls are coming through.
Okay, so you see, this marriage thing, we've always made it about men. See, it takes two people to marry you. Okay, so when two people are in a relationship, and it's been that many years, we are always asking, why is he not marrying you? But are we asking
That's right.
her? Are we asking her, do you want to marry him? Do you understand? See, my cousin met someone at uni, and after school, things went off fast. We've been together 4 years, and he was fortunate enough, got a job at a private company, which was paying well. The lady to his eyes, she was hard working too, and had bought a half plot of land. So look at this whole. My cousin thinking that, they are in this together because they've been having this marriage conversation. And the lady is like, Charlie, I'm doing this with you. So my cousin took the little money that he got, built on the land, thinking that they are doing this together. So while he was building, they are planning their marriage. So the plan was, the moment the building is down, we can go there. We'll just do the marriage right. Then we'll just relocate there. We are not renting. That was the plan. My sister, building was done. The moment they roof it, then you best attire plastering. Lady say, I won't do again.
Hey, and the land too belongs to her.
The land too belongs to her. This is not a movie.
This is women in wickedness.
See, I always say on this show that pray that good people come in your life.
That's right.
Good people come in men and women, and pray that the person that you end up with, who says he's going on this journey with you, is good people, because it's good people who will do right by you. Tell her, long and short, the lady said she won't do again. When we went to court, the land is for the woman. Then of course,
you can't also carry this house and put it on your head and go somewhere else.
My cousin was going crazy. He brought the building down.
Hey!
Yes, he brought the building down. Look at them, and then she cement back here saying he brought all the building down with the tracker. Oh, boo, then you know go.
Well, Nana, your advice is apt. It has to be a good person that comes into your life.
Exactly. See, the gentleman in this questionnaire, you see, from the beginning, the gentleman didn't like the lady like that. Okay? That is where the mistake was. You know you don't like somebody. However, you knew that this person is doing all of these things for you.
That's right.
Thinking that they are going on this journey with you. And you knew deep down in your heart from the beginning that no, you are not doing this with her.
That's right.
However, because of whatever benefits you were getting, you went ahead, pretended, made her believe that you are doing this together. And after how many years? You see, that is the difference. So it's not about what the lady was doing a wife must. See, if somebody wants to be with you, matter, cook for her, cook for him, clean for him, pay her school fees. That wouldn't change the person's mind.
Absolutely.
Matter,
Nana.
the point is that
Fantastic.
you see, do right by people. You know that this person is doing this for you because of this. Let them know from the beginning that
Certainly. Good advice, Nana. Let me get on to some more callers, but you have given us some good. He's a fish. I agree with you. Very, very big tilapia. Let me get on to my next caller. Apologies. I thought I might have lost you there. 0559242717. If you call and hear Nana's voice, you hang up and call back. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Who's speaking? Where are you calling us from?
I'm calling from Maladio. My name is Adam.
Hi, Adam. Let's hear your thoughts. What do you make of our dilemma of the week?
Auntie Ellen.
Yes.
Tell that man, the boy Juma.
Sorry, I didn't get you.
Tell the person, that boy.
Yes.
The boy Juma.
Hey, to it?
I'm a man, but I will not forgive him. If
you will not forgive him? Why?
No, I will never forgive him.
Tell us, break it down for us.
How can you keep somebody's daughter for 6 years and tell you love her? But the most annoying thing is she won't let her go to. Tell him he should go and look for this man, Chiabusu,
Hey.
so that
she will seek some protection. You will get some protection from.
Thank you so much for that call. Maybe we can squeeze in one last one, and of course, we'll be seeing ourselves out. Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Who's speaking?
Yeah, my name is Mouse.
Mouse, where are you calling us from?
Yeah, I'm calling from Sotium.
How's Sotium this evening?
Yeah, Sotium is very fine.
Fantastic.
Just like
Fantastic. Let's hear you. Today's dilemma, dear. Wahala nkwa. What do you make of it?
But this guy, being with someone for 6 years, he's committed 3 abortions, and then he just wants to leave her like that.
Just like that.
He needs to go and then buy his own coffin, and then
Hey.
inform his family that we are going to lose him. Because being a guy like this, he said, I'm listening, I'm leaving here. You can't just let someone like that and then go scot-free. We have actions and we have consequences. He's
That's
definitely
right.
going to face it. He can ask for forgiveness for how long, but I do not think that the lady would ever forgive him.
Miles, be honest with me. If you had a friend, a male friend who was in this situation, I mean, would you also be harsh on him and say you have not done right by this lady?
I will just tell you in the face that Charlie, who is Jimmy?
You tell
That is
straight
the
up.
thing.
You tell somebody
I will
straight
tell
up.
him. Because that's not fair. This is just not fair. After 3 abortions and 6 years, you fall in for someone and then you are just leaving her like that. Come on. This is just not fair. He should just put himself in her shoes, and then if he was the one that the lady decided to do this to, what was going to be his reaction?
Absolutely.
It was definitely going to be hurt.
For sure.
And the case of abortion, for me, I always tell any lady that I've ever been with that Charlie, when it comes to abortion, for me, I wouldn't suggest it. But if it happens that you tell me that, okay, you are pregnant and then you want to abort, I'll give you my support.
Okay. You wouldn't prevent the lady if she says, I'm not ready, I don't want to keep it. You would support her.
It is her body and it's her decision to make.
That's right.
If you are married, it's a different issue. But then as we are just dating and then all that, when you get married, it's your body. You decide if you want to keep it, I will give you my support. If you want to terminate it too, you have my support.
Certainly, Miles. Thank you for that enlightened opinion. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Well, time flies when you're having fun. It's only a minute until we're saying goodbye. Miss Judy, some have said the guy should go and buy a coffin. He's going to pay the consequences. It seems as though everybody thinks something is going to happen to this guy. But is it always the case that the guys that do us dirty have a worse outcome?
They end up getting the best women and getting married and having a very happy
nice
life.
time. You find one nice lady, Coco like Miss Judy. With high cheekbones and big buttocks and with dimples, everything, and you be there, you be crying. So I think, like Miss Nancy said, also the lady, when she finally gets over the head, she just has to keep on moving forward, and hopefully now, armed with this experience, she will be more, shall I say, circumspect about every move she makes. But then what happens is the next guy will pay for this guy's. I mean, even when he's willing and ready, we carry the scars of some of these very painful relationships all throughout. If you are listening this evening and there's some hurt, some pain that you're carrying with you from some past relationship, the advice is to park it. It's a new year. I'm sure somebody's listening to us this evening. It's bringing back, some memories. A few years ago, if I tuned in and you guys were discussing this thing, and Kadi said, "Park kani sukakra." Ebeye. Don't lament too much. Miss Judy, final words for this gentleman, and then we'll say goodbye.
He should just let the lady know so that she can move on quickly. Because wasting her time, you moving on and not letting her know, it's just bad. So just let her know. Obviously, she'll be fine.
She'll have to be.
She would have
Life goes on. People get married 50 years. One day he wakes up, he's fallen in love with 6 years, it be one, but she'll be all right. Well, this is where we sign out. It's been another exciting episode of Keeping It Real. And you know the drill. God might not be done with you, but we what? We are. We'll see you again